Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Ifeni. Great Malabite.
Good morning, Ruben.
Action.
Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Victoria Tundu. MKO Abiola.
Good morning, Mr. Fedi.
Yes, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story, analysts differ on Buhari's quest for fresh 2.3 trillion external loan. National Assembly considers requests. APC mortgaging nation's future, says PDP. Yes, another request from the president sent to the National Assembly for $6.18 billion foreign loan. He who goes a borrowing
goes a sorrowing.
Yes, you completed it, Ruben. Now we've been borrowing and borrowing. But now the experts are saying that this may be just one borrowing too many. Professor Akpan Ekpo, a professor of economics and public policy, Professor Winifred Yegbuniwe, professor of public finance, as well as Timothy Olawale, the Director General of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA. They are all saying, borrowing and borrowing, we are just creating more burden for the future. And in any case, what are you using these funds to do? But not all are on that side, because according to this report, Jimmy Ogbobine, the head of research at Agosto Consulting, is also saying that, well, it's not a bad idea after all, because it can also strengthen Nigeria's foreign reserve. However, he noted that as long as this money is put into productive use, well, I'm sure you will ask, who is advising this government? Is the government taking the advice? I'm sure Bismarck Rowane, renowned economist, will be here to shed light on that. So I move on. Of course, the NewsDirect newspaper has the same story, disquiet over federal government's 2.34 trillion external loan request captured in 2021 budget. That's according to the Debt Management Office. Now, the Daily Times of Nigeria, Senate cautions Buhari on appointments. The Daily Times newspaper. Now, yesterday, the Senate approved the members on the board of the National Human Rights Commission, but again, with caution to the president on respecting the federal character provision in the Constitution. We know that more often than not, this portion has been observed in the breach, whether in the appointment of service chiefs or, as we have seen recently, and the Senate has cause to caution the president. I hope that caution will be taken and acted upon accordingly. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, Buhari seeks France help to fight Boko Haram, says insurgents exploiting COVID-19 pandemic to push into Nigeria. NAFDAC certifies JIJ vaccine safe. Well, the president is in France. It's a no-brainer that the issue of Boko Haram and other insurgents, not only in the Nigeria's northeast, around the Lake Chad area, and indeed in West Africa, should be part of the discourse. We hope France will render due assistance in this fight. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, IGP to policemen, be ruthless with armed groups in Southeast, rolls out Operation RP, Restoring Peace, gives them 14 days to get results. Yes, the police should be ruthless against armed groups everywhere in the country. The IGP is saying that, well, this is the first step that similar operation will be rolled out in other parts of the country. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper, NLC Kaduna face-off, El-Rufai draws battle line, declares Waba wanted, compares labor to bandits, sacks nurses below level 14. Thugs attack protesters. Federal government begs for ceasefire. Progressive Governors Forum, Northern governors weighed in, reconsider your stand. ACF, oil workers threaten nationwide strike, put members on red alert over crisis. I think somebody has to tell Nasir El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, that he needs to calm down. He is a democratically elected governor. When people go on protest, you don't draw battle line and say that there is no going back. At least there should be some discussion, there should be some talking. But as it stands, it seems he has taken a position and he doesn't want to shift. Labor itself is also ready and ready for the fight. But when you downsize, you call it right size, no problem. But you must be able to also allow these people to get their terminal benefit. Many of the persons sacked by the El-Rufai administration some years ago are yet to receive their terminal benefits. And you think other workers will just sit down and wait for another round of retrenchment. Well, the Daily Trust newspaper is reporting that the federal government intervenes as El-Rufai labor strike, as El-Rufai labor stick to their guns. Like you rightly observed, Ruben, a short while ago, Kaduna problem, yes, but we don't want it to snowball into a Nigerian problem. We have seen it in the past, in the First Republic, like you rightly recall. So, El-Rufai, the federal government, perhaps if they can call the governor and labor in Kaduna State to order, something right must have been done in that regard. Now, the Guardian newspaper, fossil fuel divestment may halt $150 billion oil gas projects. IEA calls for end to fossil fuel investment with launch of decarbonization roadmap. Oshibajo canvasses equitable global energy transaction for developing countries. Stakeholders raise fresh concerns over continuous dependence on hydrocarbon. Removal of subsidy, refinery rehabilitation, gas economy sacrosanct. Minister insists. Well, those who have the vision to look forward know that before long, fossil fuel will be something of the past.
Okay.
Yes. Now, if I just look at the foreign papers quickly, we look at the Daily Telegraph newspaper of UK, public told to abandon summer trip abroad. Government policy in chaos as minister insists it is too dangerous to travel overseas. Now, the New York Times, Gaza reels from strikes that underscore scope of deep-rooted misery. No progress reported towards ceasefire. Here's a 9-day battle between Hamas militants and Israeli military. Still on, but the human beings, civilians in Gaza are suffering. Humanitarian catastrophe is what we have there right now.
Okay, Mr. Finney, I mean, thank you as always for your great insights every time when you come on the review of our national dailies. Thank you so much.